Hey guys, what's up? Shouts out here. Got another video for you, and this time I got something different. Now, something I've noticed when I help my friends out, and say I need to go on set, and like one of my buddies they bring a laptop, or I have friends that do buy laptops or any computers or whatever. For the most part, I noticed that like a lot of kids they like to get something like the Alienware. I mean, it sounds cool, and these things are pretty pricey. Same thing with a MacBook. They want to buy a MacBook, and those things can be pretty high up there as well. However, the thing that kind of pisses me off. I mean, it doesn't really piss me off. You can do whatever you want with your computer, but the thing is that as soon as I open up their computer and start working on it, I see this shit. Fucking everything's all messed. The files are disorganized, and the same goes when you're working on, say, in Premiere Pro. The files are all messed up. There's no music, folders, B-roll, A-roll, whatever the hell, sound effects. Everything's mixed up. So it's kind of like you waste a lot of time finding the files that you need. I mean, I'm not gonna like make a video telling you how to organize your files, but you need to fucking organize your files for sure. However, the point of this video is, so in this case, just for example, this is Adobe Bridge. I like using this because it's kind of like a web browser for your desktop. You can set up your favorite locations here on this window. So if I need something for my work assets, asset files for Paul, or pretty much, my stock footage for my VFX or whatever, it's all here. The point I'm trying to make with this window is, because it's Adobe, you go to File, you go to Edit, down to Preferences, and you can see it has cache. When you install Adobe products, or I don't know what software you're using to edit, it will create a cache folder. And now in my case, I have a SSD storage drive where I wanted to have all my media and cache files. So this is my PC, and pretty much you can see this is my storage drives. Now I have a SSD. It's like 450 gigabyte storage drive, and like pretty much this I have it dedicated as my media and cache files. And as you can see here, it's already half full, and this is only this month, right? Since Paul is starting to use 4K files, it does create really high preview files. And if I use Adobe After Effects, it's even worse. It creates a lot of preview files because I'm constantly rendering and doing effects and whatnot, using stock footage and all this stuff. If you have a PC or a Mac and you're able to install, multiple storage devices, I would suggest you to have an individual storage. You can like have your media and preview files stored into that by itself. The other benefit of having a fast SSD card to store your media and preview files is because if I was to use media encoder when I do a final render, it actually uses these preview files to render faster, right? So it does benefit that. Also, if you're using, say, like dynamic links between Premiere Pro and After Effects, it does use the media cache and preview files to read the files. It shares those files to perform better for you. So your cache files works as a memory for your software. That way, if you're doing something new or something that is similar to what is already done, it pretty much kind of like works as a memory. That way it can work faster, right? That way it doesn't like take as much time to relearn what you're doing. I hope that makes sense. I'm still fairly new to this shit, so do give me a hard time if I'm saying something wrong, but from my understanding, that's pretty much like how it works with media cache, right? See, I got for my Adobe Bridge, I got for Photoshop, I got for Premiere, I got for After Effects. Yeah, see, all this is for, After Effects. It's just files and files and files. And if I just click on it, I got a bunch of stuff here. Once my storage device, pretty much it fills up. Pretty much all I can do is, double click on it. Do not delete the folder, but, go inside. So you go inside After Effects. Then I can, control all, then delete it. I'm going to say you got 257 items. Do you want to delete it? Sure do. And there you go. See, like, it was like over half full, and I just deleted like that cache from my Adobe After Effects, and now it's like less than 50% of my storage, space full. So that's the first part. I would strongly suggest having your own individual storage for your previews and your media cache files. If you don't have multiple storage devices, then at least put it in a location where you can find those media and cache files easily. That way you can get to it quickly and delete them, because they do add up, and it is going to slow down your computer if you do not, delete them often. Now, since I mentioned about being able to delete your media and cache files, the next thing I want to talk about is a software that I think is very helpful to have, and this is Provisor. I would strongly suggest to subscribe to this YouTube channel. He is Major Geeks. I'll have a link in the description. So this guy offers a lot of like short videos about software that's available to help keep your computer up to date and clean and functioning well. One of the videos I saw from him is about this software called Provisor. And the cool thing about this, it scans in depth your computer to see if there's any old files that are just, lingering around. Because usually when you delete something, or say if you update your computer, there's a lot of residual files that stay behind, right? So all that, just adds up, just takes up space and clutters, and, it's just there for no real good reason. So, so you have a pull down window here, and pretty much you can select what storage device you want to scan in depth. So as you can see here, pretty much a finish, and to see residual traces of old file names. See how much? Now since I've deleted a bunch of files from After Effects, that's how much residual files is left behind, which is really cool. So I can hit clean. If you have a computer that you haven't really cleaned in a long time, you probably will be impressed on how much space you get freed up by using this software. So anyways, I guess that's all I have for this video. Don't clutter up your desktop or have your files all over the fucking place, because it's very easy to forget what you have, and then you're just gonna have a bunch of files that are stacking up and taking up space. Me personally, once I'm done with the project, I'll wait a while, maybe a month or two, and then I'll ask Paul if we're gonna be using any old software, any old footage or whatever. If he says no, then I'll delete it, and then I'll just show you the process I did, using Provisor to make sure any old residual files that are not completely deleted get deleted. If you're the type that likes to keep everything, then I would suggest maybe having some form of external massive storage. That way it's not all stored in your computer, because it is going to take up a lot of space, and you definitely need to keep your computer running smoothly. So, the more it's stored with shit, most likely it's going to slow down and all this stuff, right? That's all I have for you. Fuck. Thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.